We're here at Prattscape with landscaper Doug Pratt today. Today, Doug is going to teach us how to plant annuals, what to plant them in, and what annuals to plant. So, Doug, let's get our hands dirty.
All right. A couple examples that are kind of something different and fun to work with. This is a golf bag that I found at a garage sale. We took everything, the clubs out of it, we filled it with dirt, and now you can actually, start putting plants on the top of it. You could have stuff, vine down the front of it, stuff like this. It's really cool, like by a mailbox.
Yeah, that's very creative.
Here's a basket here that you could use. Here's an old colander type of thing you can use. So really, the variety of plants or pots or baskets are endless.
And now, what do you suggest you would put in your pot or basket?
Usually what
golf bag.
Or golf bag. This is kind of cool too, because you can usually find old golf clubs you can stick in with it as a little bit of a backdrop too. I didn't happen to bring any out today, but we have those as well. Typically when you plant something, you want to have different sizes. So you're going to do something high in the center like this, and that's a spike. You can either have it in green or it could be in burgundy depending on the color of your home. You'd put something in the middle like a geranium, have something like this, and then you would put little things. I like to mix colors, so you got some reds, some oranges, some purples. This is alyssum, this is marigolds, and so kind of fill in your basket like this. But you can kind of do anything you want. And then there's vines. This is sweet potato vine in green, sweet potato vine in purple. So let's give you one. Here's one here for you.
Okay, this pot's mine.
Yep, so let's see what you would like if you were going to do this. So what would you want to do as a tall thing for the center?
I like the green. I like this green spiky one.
So let me give you a green spike here.
All right. Okay. Now, is that something I could put in?
Yep, that's a Gerber daisy. So if you want to, that comes in a lot of different colors. Here's an orange one here, if you like orange.
And now I put it in front of it or behind it?
Either way you want to go.
Put it.
If you got a big pot, you might want to put a couple of them in.
Okay.
So then you would want to add something to that. You could add a geranium if you wanted to on the other side of it, or you could add some oranges.
I'll try a geranium.
Okay. Geranium here. Okay.
Now something littler.
Now you want to put some kind of a fern that would droop down the front of your pot so that that looks nice. So we turn this around a little bit for you. Okay, and then you want to put some additional color. So you want to put some alyssum. That smells really good too.
It does.
Kind of tip that into the front of the edge there a little bit. Maybe add some more color, or you can stick with just the purple if you want to, whichever you think you would want to do.
Now, how full would you make a pot if it were you? Would it almost be overflowing?
Almost overflowing.
Okay.
And then when it matures, it's just going to be just gorgeous. Yep. And then you stick something here maybe in the front to balance the purple you've got over there.
Squish that in there.
Yep.
All right, so there we go.
So that's one example of it. Now you can take the same pot, and you could probably do this 60 or 70 different types of ways. So there's a lot of different vining plants. In the front here, this is a asparagus fern. Right down here in the bottom is a white bacopa, which comes in purple. That vines beautifully too. And deer don't like that at all, so that's kind of a nice feature for that. You have the burgundy and the green sweet potato vine. In the front over there, the green and white, that is a I won't think of the name of it, vinca vine, and there's asparagus fern in with that one over there as well. There's all kinds of vines and all types of things, so it kind of would go maybe like what the color your houses are. We had talked about before, if you wanted to do a whole garden and the whole thing be pink, just say that you themed it. Geraniums come in pink, so you'd go get pink. Alyssum comes in pink. Maybe get a pink bacopa or a white bacopa, and you add up, put some reds in there, so you stay with the theme that's that particular color. So it could change 50 different ways just to be what you want it to be.
So there are a lot of options when it comes to potting plants.
And some people do a whole thing with nothing but geraniums. They just want a big, full look of a geranium. So, a lot of it's got to do with what your personal preference is.
All right, well, now that we know how to pot plants, maybe let's take a look at some things that can go along with plants and annuals in our yard. So now Doug has taken the annuals that I have planted into this pot and he has put it with some yard art, and Doug was just telling me how he likes to captivate some of the senses in a lawn. So do you want to explain that to them?
Absolutely. When we landscape, because people are out and a lot of times it's something that's relaxing to them, so a lot of times you'd add a water feature, maybe a bird bath or something that gives you that splash and the sound of water running and stuff. Another thing you do is, of course, smell, which is the fragrances of the different types of annuals or perennials or shrubs or stuff that you've used. Touch, of course, is pretty obvious as well. You get long grassy type, something's more fur-like, so you get some senses is there. Taste, actually, there's a lot of stuff that people put in their gardens that's edible. So you can do some stuff with that. People will put some rosemary and some of the different types of herbs and stuff, basil and stuff. That's kind of a cool thing to put in there too. And it kind of keeps the rabbits away again because of the smell. So you can add those. So there's all these different types of sight, of course, is just the beauty of it and stuff. So I try to add that so you're there, your senses are just kind of awakened, and it kind of lets you forget about the world and kind of relax and just enjoy what you're doing.
And now as far as lawn art, they can pick that up here. You have a lot to choose from?
Yep, we have a lot of different lawn art that we try to add to stuff that just kind of makes it a little bit playful and something fun. And these are things that you can add and they're out even when the stuff isn't blooming or isn't quite very large at that time.
Well, thank you, Doug. And that wraps up our gardening segment with Doug Pratt for the spring, early summer season. We're definitely going to check back in with Doug later on in the year and to get some more gardening tips, so stay tuned.